Hey. Time for an out-of-this-world story from our space. If you could seek revenge on someone who hurt you, would you? Would you want justice? Should it be an eye for an eye? Let's discuss that today on our space. Up first, can two wrongs make a right? He cheated, but he doesn't know that I cheated too. A few years ago, my husband had an affair. What he doesn't know is that I had a revenge affair. A few years ago, my husband of 6 years cheated on me with a woman at his work. How this was revealed to me was a slow unraveling of the truth that lasted months. At the time, our two children together were 3 and 18 months. This completely devastated me, of course. He went so far as saying he thinks he wants to be with this woman. Well, after a while, I didn't leave, and after many deep dive talks about what led him to doing what he did, we stayed together in the end. Not just for the kids, but thankfully found the love was still there. But this process of after the affair healing was not easy. Now, I didn't purposely go out saying to myself, I'm going to find somebody to screw to get back at him. But one night, after his affair and us making up, for old time's sake, I went out downtown to a club I used to go to when I was single. I used to know a lot of people back in the club scene. I was really good friends with one of the DJs, and always would dance in his booth. Back in the day, me and this guy would flirt, and he knew there was an attraction, but never acted on it because he was and is married. So, this night, I went out, he's still the DJ there, and was happy to see me after about a year since last gone out dancing. We ended up talking more and catching up with life after his set, and he walked me to my car. He confessed to always liking me, and how he was having trouble in his marriage too. We ended up making out in his car, but then, because of all the sexual tension we'd built up over the years, we both knew we wanted more that night. And I honestly thought in my head, you know what, eye for an eye, and thought this makes us even. We ended up screwing in the park nearby at 3 a.m., so this encounter made us start secretly talking to each other for a little while. Honestly, we had sex a handful more times, and then had conversations about, was this just sex, or were we both willing to throw away our marriages to be together? We both decided to stop talking to each other, stay in our marriages. It's been about 4 years since all this. I'm still with my husband. Actually, our relationship and family is happier than ever. To be honest, I never plan on telling my partner that I also cheated on him after he cheated on me. And I really don't even feel that guilty about it. In a weird way, helped me get over his cheating. Edit. There are a lot more details of this story. I don't know if it will make the difference, but I will clarify. I should mention that it's not about who was worse in this situation. We were both crabby for what we did. I guess I wrote this as sort of a confession, not expecting sympathy by any means. So to add more backstory, the woman my husband cheated on me with was not just one time, it was more than several times over a year. She was also married with no kids and was 10 years younger. They always did it at his work, apparently. He was her superior, and he had a private office. At the time this was going on, I had just had our second child together. Before this affair came to light, I had never cheated on him, or even would have considered it, and I never would have thought that he would cheat on me. But what happened had happened. Going through this time was the hardest thing I've ever been through. I never left the house. We were trying to figure out what to do. He was very confused too because he felt like he'd fall in love with her. Long story short, as soon as her husband found out about it, he left and filed for separation. We ended up finding what we loved about each other again and stayed together. The girl that he had an affair with ended up wanting to date other guys, and that led my husband to realize she was not who he thought she was. So that made it easier for him to cut ties with her. As for my cheating, the DJ is still married, and as far as I know, they're just staying together for the kid. We had sex like 3 times and never really intended to be together. Maybe just acting out on an attraction we felt years ago. I guess 2 wrongs don't make it right, but at the time, I did feel justified. I know I said I don't regret it, but it probably wasn't the best choice either. I think me and the DJ will never tell her giving others what happened because it wouldn't serve any purpose anymore. We've all moved on and have 0 contact since then. I realized through all of this that humans are effed up. Sometimes, but it doesn't mean things can't be fixed or that everything is lost. We're going on 10 years together now, and we learned to work through a very difficult time together. My family is happy, and I'm glad that we're still together. Let's see what the community thinks about this interesting scenario. Killingness 101 starts us off. Once again, it proves that a woman can just walk into a bar and get laid. So you were pissed at hubby for cheating on you, but not pissed at your friend for cheating on his wife. You and your hubby are a match made in heaven. Fabulous Blackberry 7 chimes in. Both of you guys are literal pieces of crap. Yes, he cheated, but that doesn't give you the right to go out and screw a married man, which you've had your eye on. If you're going to revenge cheat, do it without potentially bringing another marriage down with yours. I think as if you were within your rights, actually running on your last 2 brain cells with this one. Calibanite Lion wants to say, congratulations, you ruined another marriage. Yours is already obviously ruined. I find it revealing how many adults have the emotional capacity of teenagers. Buy a cat and stay alone. I think the fact that you think you're aware that what you did wasn't necessarily the right thing to do is a good thing. Sometimes it's not always an eye for an eye, but different strokes for different folks, I guess. What might work for you might not work for someone else. My question to you, OP, is what happens when your husband does find out about your actions? Would you think it was fair for him to decide to leave you, even though you stayed? Do you think he would have a right to be angry or upset with you? I think it may be a part of you that does feel guilty of your deciding not to disclose your actions to your husband. Thoughts? Next up, a life that can be destroyed with one phone call. I found out last Wednesday my husband of 2.5 years has been cheating the whole time. I am broken. I was laying down when I couldn't fight the feeling to log into his Snap. He's in the Navy. He was gone in the field and didn't have his phone, so I tried logging in from my phone. It gave me an email that the code was sent to, and for some reason, he had the password as our apartment portal login, so I was able to get into it. A Snap username I don't recognize has emails on women adding it. I then log into that by resetting the password since it's linked to the email I logged into. He had been in a long-distance relationship with this woman that he told would marry her, have kids, sent nudes from in our home, sent nudes that he had sent me to her, sexting, explicit FaceTime calls. I called the other woman. She let me know they met in a school in May of 2020 and had been talking for months, then ghosted her, and had recently reached out last month. We've been married since June of 2020. There were dozens of other women on his account and he was trying to hook up with. I told him I knew and I wanted a divorce and needed time to process. He claims it meant nothing, but as of this morning, he's still meeting up with women even though he is claiming he wants to be with me. He's drinking even though he's telling me he's not. He doesn't know I am logged into his main Snap account still. This is just the surface. He went to the NAPA for the Navy to get help for his alcoholism just for me to find out he's still drinking, as he had to apologize over Snap to a woman for him being too much. I feel completely broken. I'm a 22 female and he's 24 male. I know I need to stop reading his messages because it's only breaking me more. Please, anyone who has gone through a similar situation, please tell me it gets better. I have no friends locally. I thankfully have family here, so I'm spending time with them, but I feel like crap knowing he's out partying, meeting women, getting drunk, and carefree while I'm home crying. I just don't understand why he didn't let me know he wanted to be single instead of dragging me on and going through marriage counseling. Sorry if this is all over the place. Update. I appreciate so much all the words of encouragement, others sharing their experiences, and letting me know that I have my whole life ahead of me. I'm going to disable notifications for this post so I don't continuously go back to it now. I'm filing for divorce, and I'm doing my best to refocus on myself. I need to put all the energy I tried putting into my husband into me because I deserve unconditional love and support. I hope those who find this post due to similar circumstances know it is not your fault. Don't compare yourself to the other woman, man, person. Don't reread old messages. Don't force yourself to relive doomsday. You are only harming yourself, and I've gone through enough already. Please don't do it to yourself, too. Get a couple quick reactions. NC Deep Diver says, contact the JAG office on base and contact his CO. C. Calligrapher 986 says, yep, this is what I had to do. Infidelity is illegal in the military. He's going to get a lot of trouble. And I hope Oki takes him for everything he's worth. Frickin' cheaters. I Gostarm was loyal and taking care of his child, didn't have sex for an entire year, wrote him every single day like he begged me to, all while he was too busy sticking his dick where I didn't belong. I could have been healing from divorce and working on me, instead I got that BS and wasted years of my life. Consistent Algae 230 wanted to say, you can destroy his life with one phone call to his boss. Do it. Infidelity is punished in the military. I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right about refocusing and putting all of that energy into yourself. You do deserve unconditional love and nothing less. I'm not sure why cheaters want to stick around and make a fool out of someone that they claim to be in a loyal relationship with. It seems like your husband has a lot of things he has to work through before he can be a true partner to anyone. Try to shake him off and take solace in knowing that you're well on your way to a much happier and fulfilling life without him. You don't need him or anyone who's going to behave that way. You'll be just fine, OP. Do you have a similar story? Share it with us in the comments below. Next up, a not-so-friendly dynamic. My best friend cheated on her boyfriend with her close friend's husband. I am in shock. I don't know what to do. Please help me. We used to be a super close group of friends. One got married and had 3 kids, so she wasn't available to meet with us a lot. My best friend is, to me, the best friend that I can ask for. But she just told me that her baby son is not her boyfriend's son, but her other friend's husband, the one with 3 kids. What can I do? I love both of them so much. I hate being in this position. English is not my first language, so I'm sorry for any confusion or typos. Edit. Good morning, Reddit. I asked for a day off on my job. I was scared to ask before because I just started working there and finally went to see my close friend. She already knew everything. She knew it even before that she had her last baby. She found some text messages between my best friend and her husband and just decided to ignore it. I asked her why she stayed with him back then, and she said that he promised her that was nothing physical, that was just text, and she believed it because she did not think my best friend would do something like that. She never told me anything because she knew I would encourage her to leave him and stop being friends with my best friend. We knew that he cheated with a lot more women before, and when I told her to leave him, she chose to believe him. Now, why my best friend told me everything about it now? Well, she's pregnant, hopefully with her ex's kid, and she wanted to come clean with him. She was not sure if the 1-year-old baby was his, so she was feeling guilty. He asked for a DNA test, and as all of you already know, the baby was not his, but my other friend's husband. They tried to fix things, but it was too much for him to handle, so he moved out. Thank God at least someone has common sense. He still wants to be a part of the baby's life. What a wonderful soul. Well, now, my close friend also knew about the baby. How? She said that because she saw pictures of the baby, and he looked so much like her husband that she got suspicious and asked him if the baby was his, and he said that there's a % chance that was him. What kind of answer is that? What an a-hole. She asked me to stop being friends with my best friend, but to forgive her husband, because he is a typical, my country, man, and they always do that, and that she needs me more than ever because she knows that if I choose her, my best friend will suffer, and she deserves it. I was like, are you kidding me? She just needs to make the other one feel bad. What am I going to do? I'm going to stop talking with all of them but best friend's ex, because he's the only one that is giving himself some self-worth. I can't believe that my best friend was capable of doing what she did, but I can't understand why my close friend is still living with her husband. Yes, they have 3 kids, but she is wealthy enough to take care of them and live comfortably. He will keep cheating, and she knows that. He has been married 3 times before all those marriages were ended because of him cheating. He has 9 kids, well now 10 or maybe 11. I don't want to make this about me, but I don't want to be involved with all this mess. My mental health is more important than all of this. Again, sorry for my English. Let's see what the community reaction looks like. Vivid Bar 6811 says, you tell the other friend, or your best friend is an awful person who has gone so far beyond the awfulness that is cheating. 1. She has let someone think they are a father when they aren't, which is bordering on evil. 2. She has betrayed her partner and so-called friend. 3. Her friend's children are her children's siblings. They absolutely cannot be raised in close proximity and not know. Her or your friend's husband are deserving of any loyalty from you. This is way too big of a situation to keep hidden. She also isn't really your friend. She put you in an awful situation by not having the courage to face the mess she created and choosing to confide in you. The OP replies, she just told me that she told our friend and her boyfriend everything, so I guess she wants me to know too. Vivid Bar 6811 comes back again. Well, at least that is a weight off your shoulders. What happens now is very difficult because if you keep a friendship with both, you will be very much caught in the middle. But that is something only you can decide if it will fit with your moral compass. I couldn't support your friend to this, and her life is about to become very difficult as news of this spreads. But I wouldn't be able to authentically be there as a friend because I would have no sympathy for her. As for your betrayed friend, I wouldn't be able to say friends with you if you kept the other one in your life. Her trust has been absolutely shattered. It's a horrible situation to be in. This sounds like a not my monkeys, not my circus kind of situation. I think we are an extension of who we decide to surround ourselves with, which is why there's no better time than now to evaluate who your true friends are. Do you think you would benefit from asking yourself if you really want these people in your life, OP? If the people you call friends are capable of doing this to each other, what are they capable of doing to you? Either way, it's not the best situation to find yourself in the middle of. Distance might benefit you here. What do you think? What would you do? Thank you for joining us today on Artspace. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'd hate for you to miss it. If you want to listen to more stories from me, check out our lounge where I feature a larger variety of non-cheating related stories. See you there.